everybody to another live stream on the TKW Facebook page. Honestly, I was sitting here right before the live stream and I just couldn't remember the last time I saw you guys. I kind of missed you all. And we are back because we do have some severe weather. We do have a severe weather risk for tonight and tomorrow, so we'll make sure we break down all that for you here. Let me bring up the slide. And so topic of the discussion is severe weather is likely tomorrow. Like I mentioned, we're going to discuss the tonight's threat, the timing of both impacts. There's still some uncertainties, and we'll answer any questions that you guys throw to us in the chat. So how's everybody doing today? Glad to see you all. Let me turn on the lights here. And the camera system wasn't, our camera system that we built was not cooperating at this moment. So I think we have everything good to go here. And how are you guys doing? Glad to see you guys here. We have a lot of information to talk about here, and we're going to break it down easy and most understanding. And we're going to be honest with you if this is really going to be something that you need to panic about. So how's it going, everybody? Let me know where you guys are watching from in the chat. I know we had a lot of new people from the last live stream that we have done. So type in the chat where you guys are from. I'd love to know where our viewing audience is located. And also so we make sure we cover all the areas in the live stream today. So glad to see y'all here. We're going to start. Let's take this graphic out here. And hello, Teresa says, hello, thank you for all you do. Again, I can tell y'all all the time. Oh, yeah, we appreciate that. Maryland Heights, neighbors. Alrighty, so as people are tuning in, we are going to get straight to the good stuff here. So, like I mentioned, so we have a severe weather risk for today. And remember, each of the severe weather risks go from 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. So this goes from 7 a.m. Wednesday to 7 a.m. Thursday. So you can see we do have a severe weather risk. I didn't really talk about this too much because it's a little bit iffy, which we will show you that in a second here. But you can see from Union, St. Charles, Edwardsville, all the way up to Hillsborough is in a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. And we have a 2 out of 5 for the northern parts near Ellsbury, just the northwest side of Jersey County. Not a lot of people are in those. And then for our southern folks down near the Potosi, Festus, Hillsborough, Waterloo, Belleville, you are just in a general thunderstorm risk, not expecting any severe weather. And we will break down the timing on that as well. But I want to get to the good stuff here. So we have been talking about severe weather on Thursday. So, and the bright orange here, if you're not aware, because it's been a while, everyone, since we had this significant enough to talk about. And anytime we have an enhanced level of severe weather, we'll always have a discussion stream. But we have it in the orange area is a 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. So it's not 3 out of 5 chances that you'll see severe weather. It's the intensity of the severe weather scale. And we have a 2 out of 5 in yellow for the remainder of everybody. So most of us are in a 2 out of 5. There's just very few counties that are in a 3 out of 5. And let me zoom this out for you so it makes a little bit more sense here. So as you see the severe weather risk here, you see how there's like, it almost looks like it's lined out, like it's just in a, almost like a straight line for the severe weather risk. That means that there is usually a 90% chance that we're going to have something form, and it's just going to keep tracking to the southeast. And over time, look how the colors change. So you have the enhanced 3 out of 5, then it goes to the 2, then it goes to the 1, and then it goes to general thunderstorms, basically 0 out of 5. So already before we even look at the type of scenario or the timing, we can already tell that we expect this line to be weakening as it moves through our area. So that is one indication to easily look for in severe weather outlooks. If it's just like in the isolated area, it's more pop-up pulse type storms. If you see that outlook more on lines, it's going to be more of a line of thunderstorms with damaging winds and tornadoes. So let's take a look at the tornado risk for tomorrow. And we do have a tornado risk for just about everyone in our coverage area here. So in the brown area, this is a 5% tornado risk. So this is a 5% chance that we'll see a tornado 25 miles within a point. And once we get to the green area, you can see for the Unions, downtown St. Louis, Belleville, Potosi, Sullivan, places like those are in a 2% tornado risk. And that just means there's a 2% chance of seeing a tornado 25 miles within a point. Now, one thing I do want to let you guys know is for this outlook, see if I move this up a little bit, you see how there's like a hash mark, like there's like a fencing area? That means significant tornadoes. We do not have that. So we are not expecting significant tornadoes. We are expecting more spin-up like tornadoes, but it's not going to be a widespread tornado outbreak. There's just a chance that with the line, we can get a couple spin-up tornadoes, which I'll show you in just a bit. Wind is the main concern. The wind threat is why we most have the 3 out of 5 for the Troy area and the 2 out of 5 for the Union. Wind is going to be the biggest concern, but remember, it only takes about 80, 90 miles per hour to be considered an EF0, EF1 tornado, so make sure you are aware of that. So in the red in the hash marks, that means we could see damaging winds surpassing 80 miles per hour with this line of storms. And once we get into the yellow, it's more between 60 to 70 miles per hour that is likely within 25 miles of a point. So you can see the same thing. So we have 80 mile per hour winds in the red, transitioning to 60 to 70 in the yellow, and the brown switching to about 50 to 60 miles per hour. So you can see the weakening trend. We're not in the hot spot for the severe weather event. And then the hail outlook, it is elevated. We do have a 15% or a 10% chance of seeing hail up to 1 inch. So that is a concern. But with these line of storms, it's usually hard to get big hail producers. So I'm not really too concerned about that at the moment. So that is the outlook. So now we are going to go straight to the timing. And we will bring over our trusty radar here, our future radar. And let me get this set up a little bit. And honestly, I'm going to tell you my opinion with this. So my honest opinion is we are going to see storms. Now, the severity is possible, but I don't think it's anything panic to lose sleep about tonight. I do not think this is going to be a widespread severe weather outbreak. We are going to see some severe storms, but I don't think anything to go crazy or almost at this point life-threatening. Now, I'm not downplaying it, but I just really don't see the strong signals that we normally see in a large, severe scale weather outbreak. So let's take a look at the latest timing here, and let me get the timing switched up. And let me just refresh the page here. Okay, so the timing is at the top part of the screen right below the banner. So let's take a look here. So this is from this afternoon's run, and we'll show you everything. So as we go into the overnight hours, this is the first severe weather risk that I have told you about. And you can see as we get into the overnight hours, we'll have some showers and thunderstorms moving our way. And you can see just north of I-70 along I-70 here and I-64 in Illinois, we will have some showers and thunderstorms. Now, a few of those, maybe 1 or 2 of those could be on the strong to severe side, okay? With damaging winds and some isolated hail, not really seeing any tornado threat with this at all. So, but I do want to let you guys know that there could be a severe thunderstorm or 2 overnight. So just make sure when you're going to sleep, you have a way to be woken up if there was a tornado. But I think it's more of a severe thunderstorm threat with this. So that is the first part. Overnight, especially after midnight, we could get a severe storm or 2, but it's not going to be for everybody, okay? We will be monitoring just in case and post updates throughout the overnight hours as needed. Now let's take a look at the main event. This is where I want you guys to pay attention and make sure we're sharing the live stream, because this is the most crucial part of the live stream here. So here is the line. Here is the line. So you can see this is 4 p.m. The time is at the top part of the screen, so you can follow along with the timing here. So as we go into 5 p.m., I think the evening commute is going to be just fine. So between 3 and 5 is going to be nice. And also throughout most of the day, it's going to be very nice. It can be hot and humid. You can feel the storms brewing up. And as we get into the evening time, look here. This is 7 p.m. It's just now entering our area. There are core areas here. And the model tries to do its best. But like I said, the reason why we have a tornado threat here is because anything in the line that sticks out could pose a quick spin up tornado. We're not talking about long track tornadoes like EF3, EF5 plus, but there could be a quick spin up tornado within this line. But normally with these is usually a damaging wind threat. I'm really concerned about the damaging wind threat more than the tornado threat. And you can see as it moves through our area, this is 8 p.m. And since we are losing daytime heating, it's very good that this storm system is coming in late, because it's not being fueled by the heat and humidity in the sun. And take a look here at 9 p.m. as we go through 10, 11, it basically just falls apart once we get to our far eastern counties in Illinois, headed to like Carbondale, Marion, Mount Vernon. The system really just falls apart. So the best bullseye, I would say, is if you're in the Troy, Warrenton, Franklin County, St. Charles County, and St. Louis County, and also Jersey and a little bit of Madison. You guys are in the prime time area, so I would watch out anywhere in these areas if I was monitoring a severe weather event. Now, everybody needs to, but I think this is probably the greatest area, at least looking at the current model right now. Now, that could always change. That's why I said everyone needs to be prepared. And this storm system is moving so quickly. The hail potential, it could be there, but it's not going to drop Easter eggs, or let's say hamster and snowflake size, I don't know. And let's say burrito size and quesadilla size hail, okay? Like large hail is not really going to drop that much here. And once we get into Friday, it's basically moved out. So the prime time here is from 6 p.m. through about midnight is where we have to watch out for these storms, with all hazards being possible. But if I had to tell you which one is going to be worse, the wind threat is going to be the worst one out of all of them. The tornado threat is low and the hail threat is low. But I think the wind threat is like, here's the tornado and the hail. Let me get you in center. The wind threat is way up here. The tornado threat and the hail is like down here. So it's there, but it's not zero, is what I'm saying there. So that is it. It's just a line of thunderstorms that we have to watch. This is the HRRR. We will go to our other models, because it's always good in the weather department to take averages of each of the model. And I want to let you guys know, if you've seen it over your location, it's not a guarantee that it's going to be exactly over the Maryland Heights, exactly over Sullivan. It just gives you an idea here. Now, take a look at the NAM model. It does show those possible thunderstorms after midnight. Not really too confident in the NAM model was showing that. It's not really picking up too much. And then as we get into the NAM model in the evening time, watch the timing. It does show that line of showers and thunderstorms approximately around the same time here. And also shows a little bit of spin-up tornadoes, but mostly damaging wind threats. And I'm pretty sure that we will have severe thunderstorm warnings, and I can't rule out a couple tornado warnings, but this is not tornado outbreak. Like, this is not tornado signatures. We're not only expecting tornadoes, we're really focusing on the wind department. But anytime that you have a line of storms, you can always get a kink in the line that can throw out a tornado warning. So just want to let you guys be prepared. timing is just about the same with this model, and the NAM is showing it moved out around 11 p.m. So the NAM and the HRRR is showing roughly about the same thing, and that's very good. That is very good when you're almost about 24 hours out, essentially, from the storm happening. So that is very good news. Teresa says, this is why I like watching you. Very helpful info, and you break it down to where we can use sweat. And not quite sure what the last part of the message was, but you're very welcome. So, yes, my thing is, it's like we do have a 3 out of 5 on a severe weather scale, 2 out of 5. But that always does not mean tornadoes. Sometimes they can issue an enhanced risk for wind. So this to let you guys know. So every severe weather risk that you see is not always for tornadoes. It can be wind or it can be hail. So there you go. Teresa says, where can you sweat and understand?
She meant understand.
Oh, understand. Sweat and where we can, oh. Okay, sorry. I'm in a food coma. I apologize. But yeah, so that is what we're watching here. And if you're just tuning in, we are going over the live severe weather discussion. And if you have not heard, and if you've not heard, we do have a severe weather risk for tonight, everyone. We have a severe weather risk tonight and tomorrow. So tonight's risk is very, very low. After midnight, we can see some damaging winds. You can see if we throw on here the wind, we can see a little bit of wind and hail. And not quite sure why they put the tornado risk up here. Not too confident why there's a tornado risk, but it's mainly for Detroit, Jerseyville, Grafton, Warrenton. Not a lot of people in this. And I think more of the tornado risk is up here where it's currently happening now. So not quite sure what's happening with that. But do want to bring your attention to that we do have a tornado risk for just about everybody tomorrow. A 5% for Detroit, Union, St. Charles, Edwardsville, Jerseyville, and a 2% for Potosi, Belleville, St. Louis, and the Arnold, and places like those that are near those areas for a quick spin of tornado. But the main topic of this severe weather event is on the wind department. The wind department is the biggest concern out of all things tomorrow. So the wind department is the biggest thing out of all things tomorrow. And don't mind me, I'm just going to take a drink of the water. And also tonight, everybody. Also, well, not tonight, tomorrow. Tomorrow, a little bit busy tomorrow, but we're going to do our best to do some live coverage. I think we will be live, so make sure you're watching the Facebook page. We'll have radar updates throughout the evening until we go live. So we'll have lots of coverage, and if you want to be notified, you can follow us on YouTube. Turn the post notifications on, and then you can get alert from YouTube, but just hop back on to Facebook if that's what you prefer to watch. And also you can watch us on the TV on the YouTube side, and some people have wrote to me that it's a lot better quality on the YouTube side and it's easier to see the maps on there. So not quite sure what that is about, but let's go over the timing one more time because we do have a couple people just tuned in here. And this is going to show you the HRRR because we have a lot of somewhat agreement right now and the tornado, not the tornado department, and the timing department. And there's really not much to talk about because you take a look here, we do have a chance of thunderstorms after midnight. We'll be monitoring that and posting updates as needed. And if needed, we will provide an emergency live stream, but not really seeing that likely. Stream chance is less than 20, everyone. And so let's look at Thursday. All day Thursday is going to be very nice. They're going to be fooled like, is it actually going to do something? Well, unfortunately, it will do something. Wait till the evening time. So if I was you all, I will make sure we get home by 6 p.m. Make sure we're home by 6 p.m. and monitoring the weather on our Facebook page as well, and receiving alerts and notifications from YouTube if you want. And so 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. is the prime time. So most of us is between 7 and 10. And luckily, before we fall asleep, it is out of the area. So that is great news. And of course, we'll be live, providing the live coverage as well. And we'll have all of our team on staff available tomorrow evening as we go this severe weather event. So like I said, there's really not much to panic about here. It's just going to be a line of storms. All hazards are possible. We have been through this multiple times, everyone, where we had these line of storms and everybody has been okay. A couple of power outages are possible with the wind event, so make sure you're charging up your phone. Make sure you have alerts ready on your phone just in case you lose power and you can't get alerts other places. So make sure you're prepared for that, but it's nothing to freak out about. There's nothing to be panicking or staying up all night stressing about the weather. Okay, we will be just fine. We have gone through multiple of these, and everyone that has told me they have been just fine. So, and then by the time we get through Friday looks great. So all we have to do tomorrow is just get between 7 and 9 p.m. and we're good. That is the severe weather threat. It's just a very short window. It's not an all-day event. It's not multiple rounds. We still have to watch overnight tonight. Not really too concerned. But the main thing is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And since we got through all that out of the area, we can take a look at our algebra. I know our longtime viewers have seen this multiple times. But this is just a hodograph. It's basically a sample of the storm and the atmosphere around a certain period of time. And let me see if I can zoom this out here. So when we look at the forecast, we look at the soundings. This is a big part of the soundings here and making our forecast. So a couple things that you need to pay attention to is right in this area. See this area, everybody? This is your wind bars. And on the left side of the screen, the far left side, is the height. So like 1 kilometer, 3 kilometers, 6 kilometers, 9 kilometers. So you can see as we go up with height, wind direction does change. So that means that we do have a little bit of spin in the atmosphere, which is why we do have the tornado risk. And you can see our hodograph. This is like if you sent up a weather balloon, and you can see the weather balloon like goes up and it curves a little bit. It's not significant. So we're not really seeing any significant curvature with this. So it supports weak tornadoes if we were to get some. But the main thing down here is the Cape. It's very, very hard to see. But we are screaming in the 3,000s. And why I say screaming is because to really get a good severe thunderstorm, you really need about 1,000 to 1,500. And we are at 3,000. So that should tell you a lot that there's a lot of energy. You're going to feel it tomorrow. And our dew points, you want your dew points for any severe weather above 55. We're at 73. That usually favorable some significant severe storms. And our temperatures are nice and toasty as well. So that is just a couple things that we look at here. Some significant hail from the past couple events from July 4th, 2012, when this exact sounding was accurate. At that time, it produced about 1 to 2 inch size hail. So 1 to 2 inch size hail could also be a factor, but we do have the environment. I would say that we do have the environment for the severe weather event. So I think the environment is there for the severe weather. I think at the very least we'll see severe weather. The intensity, I don't think it's going to be crazy. I don't think it's going to be crazy significant. So let's take a look at the severe weather threat for Thursday. And this is the National Weather Service. And I just show you this because I just want to let you guys know like how sometimes a little bit different, but at the same time we both relayed the same message. So here's a little bit of a better graphic for you. So this is for tomorrow. This is not overnight. Tomorrow. So tornadoes. Number of tornadoes expected. Like I said, very low. We're not circling the outbreak. Okay, we're circling low tornado threat. And the strength, you can see we're not seeing strong EF2 plus. We're looking at weak EF0 to EF1 tornadoes. And the hail department, like I said, isolated hail, not worried about hail, could be up to quarter size, okay? But look at the wind department. Damaging wind coverage, scatter. We are almost in numerous, and we're almost in a wind outbreak. So that tells you, like I said, we're elevated in the wind department, the scatter. That means lots of us are going to see damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. But I wouldn't be surprised if we could get some 80 mile per hour destructive winds with these storms as they're moving in. But tomorrow, there's also a chance that when it moves through, like I said, like it's going to be moving. Let's put the model up here. Makes it a little bit easier. Let's put the 0 or the 18 Zulu on here. So let's take a look at the timing. I'm going to do the timing a little bit different so you guys can see. So this is overnight here. This shows like the rain. And look at it. It's a huge line. Let's take off the warnings for now, since we don't have any. So you can see this line of storms goes all the way back to almost Lubbock, Texas. And it goes all the way up to our low pressure system to the upper part of Michigan. So this is a huge system here. And as it moves through here, it is weakening. It's just falling apart. You see that? How it's strong? And it just starts to weaken. So that's why I said we're not really seeing a big severe weather event, but there could be a couple severe storms that will be possible. Just enough to be aware, but not enough to panic. And then look how it just falls off as it goes to the southeast, really not seeing anything. So just a line of storms, and anytime we get a line of storms, we can get tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail. So, like I said, in my opinion, it's really not that crazy, but we are going to see rain and thunderstorms at the very least, and the severity of the severe weather, which could be damaging winds. I personally, for me, everyone, I almost just want to put damaging winds only. I don't even want to throw the tornado threat out there because anxiety goes through the roof when there's a tornado threat, when it's mainly going to be wind. So I think it's going to be more wind than tornadoes, but let's not throw tornadoes out of the way. So Dennis says, what about Naperville? John, we'll go over the timing in just a second. Also, if you guys follow basketball, who do you think is going to win today? And let's see. Dennis says, what about Naperville and West Chicago area? Up here has a higher severity threat. So we don't really cover here that much, but you guys are in a significant tornado risk. So you guys are in an elevated tornado risk. We're expecting more tornadoes up here, and a few could be strong EF2 plus. So I would watch out for that, as it is going to be a significant, there's all hazards. You guys are not in a good spot. Significant hail, significant wind, and significant tornadoes will be possible in that area. So I would be watching out. We don't provide like hour by hour weather coverage up there, but I would pay attention to the forecast. So, oh, you're in Colorado right now. That is, are you going to be here for the severe weather event? And yeah, the family, I would let them know to monitor the forecast. Monitor the forecast if they live west of Chicago, because it does not look like it's going to behave, I should say. I am a little bit more, I'm way more concerned up there than I am down here for a threat. So, John, let's take a look at the timing. Yeah, I would definitely let her know to monitor the forecast and make sure her alerts are set up on her phone so she's able to monitor the situation. Not sure why that is not popping up here. Okay. Here we go. We're going to go over the timing again. So let's take a look at the timing. First, I got to see what everybody says about the basketball game. And so we got Knicks, Spurs, Knicks. So we got two Knicks. Okay, my honest opinion is I want the Spurs to win because we know their history and we know the Knicks' history. Like, I think most of the people that are there having seen them won like 50 years ago or whatever. So, like, it's pretty cool. I want the Spurs to win, but I know the Knicks are going to win. So, I'm going for the Spurs, but I just know I'm not betting because I know the Knicks are going to win. So, there you go. Alrighty, so there's our basketball chat. Let's talk about weather here. This is Team Kenny Weather. Should we make a sports page? Should we make a sports page about the teams and baseball and Cardinals? But anyways, let's not get too distracted. So Thursday here. All of Thursday, everyone. If you're just tuning in, all of Thursday is going to be just fine. Any plans on Thursday, it was just going to be hot, muggy, sticky. It's going to be horrible. So Thursday evenings when we have to watch. So like I mentioned earlier, I would get home and start monitoring the weather around 6 p.m. So make sure you're home by 6 p.m. And so as it goes to Thursday, well, we're already on Thursday. I'm not quite sure what I'm saying. Thursday at 7 p.m. is when we really have to watch. This is when it's going to have to enter an area. There's a 90% chance that we could have a severe thunderstorm watch, but let's not be surprised if we get a tornado watch. So tomorrow it will be bad weather. Yes, tomorrow is what we're expecting here. And this is 8 p.m. on Thursday. Times at the top part. You can continue to follow along with me. And once it gets around 8 p.m., 7:30, 8 p.m., this is when it's going to be the bullseye for all of us. So we can have a quick spin up tornadoes, and we could have damaging winds up to 70 to 80 miles per hour that are coming through. And we'll also have to throw the hail event. But the hail and the tornado threat is not as significant as the damaging wind threat. So, and don't look at the model and say, oh, it's not raining in Jerseyville or Warrenton. This is not something to follow 100%. Gives you an idea of the line of storms that are moving through. And then once we get to about midnight, they are out of our area. So once it's time to fully go to sleep, it is going to be out of the area and the severe weather event is going to be done. So it's only a couple hours, everybody, from about 6 to midnight. If that, even about 9, 10 o'clock is what we're expecting for the severe weather event with mostly damaging winds. But all day Thursday, tomorrow, is just going to be sticky, icky, disrespectful outside before the severe storms come. And it will bring down our temperatures as well. So that's what we are looking at. So nothing crazy, nothing significant. You can see that I'm not really panicking about this event because it's not on the stronger signals that we do have. But we will have a line of storms like we have had in the past. And we had a couple spin up tornadoes, but I don't see anything EF2 plus or any large hail the size of quesadillas, chimichangas, anything like those. We're not seeing that range of hail. Yes, I did have Mexican, and it was great. It was very good. I had street tacos, had nachos, quesadilla. We had a full, we had a buffet. So that was great. So, but like I said, it's not really too crazy in the severe weather department. So, do we have any questions, comments, concerns, or recipes about the severe weather event? We will post a text version of this for the people that couldn't watch the live stream all the way. We will have a text version around, let's say about 8, 9 o'clock, whenever the first ad of the basketball game comes in. And we will get that text posted out to you. And make sure you're staying up to date throughout the morning time too. We'll post updates if anything changes towards the evening time. the severe weather outlook updates like almost 3 times a day, maybe 4 in some cases. It updates at like midnight, 7 a.m., like 11 a.m., and like 2 p.m. So there's a lot of updates in the severe weather department. So we'll make sure we bring those to you as quick as possible, and we will be. I'm hoping that it's going to be able to go live. I guess no chance it's going to miss us. Not the severe thunderstorms. It could be the only thing that I could say, Mom, about this situation is that it could be weaker than what we expect. So they could form a little bit further back and then they get weaker as they move through. That's always a possibility. But I think as far as the severe weather risk, I don't think it's going to be 0. It could be lower tomorrow once the storms actually form and we can see how they're behaving. But it could always, it can't, I don't think it's going to be 0. But the tornado risk, I'm not too worried about it. And it's going to be weak spin up type tornadoes, which is also good. Keep the tornadoes away, and I'm good. Me too. I hope we don't have to worry about that. Or significant wind that results in power outages. We don't want that as well. So, but hey, everyone, off topic, but on topic, that when I do go live tomorrow, I'm going to look cleaned up a little bit. So, you know, that's going to look crispy for the live stream there. So, but do we have any questions about the system? Like I said, we'll post a update text form about this event a little bit later so you guys can read it as you're going to sleep. And we'll make sure to provide lots of updates tomorrow about the severe weather event, and we'll have live radar updates and live streams for the severe weather event. So we have everybody on staff coming in tomorrow evening that's going to be going through, and we have everybody working tomorrow to make sure we're staying up to date and keeping you ahead of the severe weather event. But in the closing comments, nothing to panic about. Be aware about tomorrow. Make sure you check tonight before you go to sleep. They have alerts on for the severe weather events just so you can get prepared, because Facebook doesn't always post it to the feed, to your feed immediately. So make sure you're checking back our page, and you can go over to the YouTube, Team Kenny Weather on YouTube, and subscribe and turn on notifications, and you'll be alert when we go live. So it'll give you a little live notification, and you can just come right back here. So those are multiple options that we have available for you. But if we don't have any more questions, comments, concerns, I think we'll wrap up the live stream so we can watch the NBA Finals. And we will post the text update a little bit later so you guys can read it for the ones that weren't able to tune in at 7 p.m. for the live stream. So if we don't have any more questions, comments, yeah, not quite sure what that's doing there. So without further ado, if we don't have any questions or comments, I think everybody is prepared for tomorrow. Trust me, you guys are prepared. Up to the northeast is way higher chances of tornado and significant hail. We will be spending more time on the live stream if that was the case down here. But severe storms are possible, and the main concern is damaging winds. But we also can't rule out quick spin up tornadoes, not strong, and some hail as we go through Thursday evening from about 6 to midnight. It's the prime time for our region. So I appreciate you guys tuning in on the live stream. We'll keep you updated throughout tonight and tomorrow with the latest information to keep you ahead of the storm. And we will be posting updates, and a live stream will be needed tomorrow evening for live severe weather coverage. So have a great night. Watch the Knicks game if you're into basketball, and place your bets, and hopefully you win lots of money. And we'll see you tomorrow. And our live stream, we'll most likely need a live stream tomorrow for the severe weather event. Have a great night. We'll see you later.